This is the Pilgrims Journal, Steps to Christ series, The Sinner's Need for Christ. One of my experiences in country living is not being attached to the grid for electricity. So when it comes to ironing my clothes, I sometimes use an old electric iron and heat it on the stove. But because of the plastic parts on the iron, when the heat gets to them, they melt. And if not very vigilant, the melted plastic will embed itself in my clothes. Not just on the surface. No. It will ingrain itself into the fibers of the garment. That, beloved, is what sin does. Psalms 51 verse 5, Behold, I was shapen in iniquity, and in sin did my mother conceive me. Sin is so intrusive that a baby, without having conscience of themselves, still as they grow, will naturally have a propensity to do wrong before doing good. Sin is ingrained in us. Like some of my clothes now, sin has ruined us. It's to the point that we will hate good. We will find no joy and no pleasure in righteousness. Does that seem hard to accept? Who doesn't want good in their lives? Who doesn't want happiness? Genesis 6 verse 5, And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. From Adam and Eve hiding themselves from God because of their sin, that increased to iniquity being flaunted in front of the great Jehovah by Noah's time. Do you think that they thought what they were doing was wrong? Or were they doing things that made them sad? No. Their darkness was as light to them. What they did, they enjoyed. Isaiah 5 verse 20, Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. This world of sin will make you look at the detestable and call it beautiful, smell the foul and call it fragrant, hear foolishness and call it wise. It will make us speak a lie and say it's truth. That kind of existence has no place in a recreated, perfect and holy dwelling. As wonderful as heaven is, sin will make us shun the desire of being there. But we are not without hope. Sin means death, and nobody wants that. Nobody really wants destruction. The very fruit of sin, which is death, creates a desire for life. That desire was placed there by our loving Creator because He's not willing that any should perish. That desire can only be filled by He who took the penalty for our sins. When we finally realize the plague of sin, we want life. We were made to live, so it's only natural to keep wanting it. That life is Christ. That life, His life, will make us see the beautiful and turn from the detestable, smell the fragrant and shun the foul, hear wisdom and correct foolishness, speak the truth and reveal the lie. Beloved, when Christ became sin for us, when He died that eternal destruction on our behalf, it was to give us life. So the question is, why will you die? Love and grace united there at Calvary for you and me. I'll never forget Calvary. Christ, who did no sin, left His throne and came to this earth. He did not deserve what happened to Him. The hate and scorn He bore, for us He could do no more, but He paid the price, the ultimate sacrifice. Law and grace united there at Calvary for you and me. I'll never forget Calvary. Behold the Lamb, the Son of God, died on the cross to save the lost. I'll never forget Calvary. I'll never